ఫుల్ జోష్లో ఉన్నావు, ఫుల్ జోష్లో ఉన్నావు ఏంటి? Okay, so let's continue up to what we have done in the last class. We have done with, we are into accounting principles, concepts and conventions, no? So in chapter number 1, unit number 2 we are doing, where we have seen the various concepts and conventions. Accounting principles. What are accounting principles? Accounting principles, concepts and conventions. Next, that accounting concepts are, what are concepts? Basic ideas or assumptions on which our accounting has been designed. Our accounting has been designed and it has got universal application. And wherever you go in the world, it will be same. It is not going to change. Okay, now next. Convention. What is a convention? Convention is nothing but it is a custom, tradition, practice and a usage. Okay, na? Which has been followed for a long period of time. We are doing it. Why? What someone said, we followed it. Clear? Up to that we have done, I think so, if I am not wrong. We have started concepts also, na? Okay. So first one is business entity concept. What does business entity concept teach you? Business is separate, businessman is separate. Okay, na? Always you have to view from the point of view of a business, but not businessman. Like that we have some set of rules and regulations. Next, money measurement concept we have seen. According to the money measurement concept, only those things which can be measured in terms of money will be recorded. Other than money, we don't record, however important it is, like loyalty, skill, etc. of the employee. Next, we have started going concern concept. As per this concept, business is assumed to be viewed for a long period of time. How long? Infinite? Indefinite. There is a difference between infinite and indefinite. We run for a long period of time. Andera? Okay? Chalo, right. Next. Fourth. Fourth one. Periodicity concept. Fourth one you write periodicity concept. Okay, na? See, what is the meaning of the word periodicity concept? Okay, as per the previous concept, if you remember, going concern concept, once you start a business, the business is assumed to be continued for long period of time. Okay, what is that long period of time? The question is how long? The question is how long? Is it lifelong? Is it infinite? No, it is indefinite. Okay, na? So when I don't know that when I am going to close my business, once I have started a business, with what intention you start a business? How much money I am making is my main concern in the business. Okay, with that I will start a business. But when I come to know if I am not going to close my business or I am not going to close my books of accounts, if mine is unknown period, when I am going to end, I don't know. So what this periodicity concept says is, you do one thing. You select a period, and that period you split into various parts of your life, and that period is selected as 12 months. That period is selected as 12 months. Okay, that's the reason this is known as periodicity concept. And it says that as the life is continuing in nature, you split your life into various parts, and each part should not be more than 12 months. Okay, so the question arises, which 12 months? First, we have calendar year. What is a calendar year? Which starts in Jan, ends in December. Say for example, we are in 2026. Generally, calendar years will be written like this. Next, we have financial year. What is financial year? Always starts in April and ends in March. Generally, it will be like this: 1st April 2026 to 31st March 2027. It will be generally written like this: 26, 27. It will be generally written like this: 26 and 27. Okay, now any other year also you can opt. Any other year also you can opt. There is no hard and fast rules. My birthday is in December. Can I take December to November? Can I? Yes, no one will stop you. I am an academician. Generally, our academics or our colleges starts in June. Can I take June to May? Yes. Happily, you can take June to May. There is no problem. Okay, na? So like that, different years you can take. There is no hard and fast rule. But only majorly used are calendar year and financial year. If you people remember, in your inter first year and second year when you have done it, you have closed your books on 30th June. You have closed your books on 30th September. You closed your books on this thing. How could you be able to do that then? If you want to follow only calendar year or financial year, your book should be closed only on 31st December and 31st March, no? Then why you have done different problems? There is no hard and fast rule. The only hard and fast rule is 12 months. Okay, na? Nowadays, this yearly return, yearly financial statements has been split into quarterly, half yearly, yearly also. Quarterly ante 3 months, half yearly ante 6 months, yearly ante 12 months. And every now and then they are analyzing to know their financial performance and financial position. And 3 months ki what is the profit or loss made? 3 months ki what is the position that they have done? They are able to analyze it. Clear? So this is what is your periodicity concept. First one. This concept is also known as accounting period concept. This concept is also known as accounting period concept. And according to this concept only, you have to prepare your accounts for specific time period. So people have a wrong impression that it should be only calendar year and financial year. Wrong. It need not be a calendar year and financial year. It can be any year. Done na? So start. Right, first point. This concept is also known as accounting period concept. This concept is also known as accounting period concept. Second point. According to going concern concept, this concept is also known as going concern concept. Business has indefinite life. Business has indefinite life. Comma. Business has indefinite life, comma. To measure performance, to measure performance, and to know financial position, and to know financial position, comma. Life of the business has to be split. Life of the business has to be split for small intervals. Life of the business has to be split for small intervals. Next point, the time limit. The time limit is assumed to be, the time limit is assumed to be 12 months. The time limit is assumed to be 12 months. So stop. It can be calendar year. It can be calendar year or financial year. So stop. However, nowadays accounts are also prepared for, nowadays accounts are also prepared for 3 months. Nowadays accounts are also prepared for 3 months, comma 6 months, comma 9 months. However, nowadays accounts are also prepared for 3 months, comma 6 months or 9 months, etc. Okay, na? Next, one of the most important concept, next one, right, accrual. One of the most important concept next we have is accrual. Chalo, listen to this everyone. Chapat. What do you mean by the word accrued? Accrued and ఏంటి? విన్నారా? Have you heard this word called accrued? What is an accrual? మర్చిపోయావా? Arised, outstanding, due, etc. These are the words. Okay, what do you mean by this arise, outstanding, due, etc.? What is the meaning of these words? Okay, in accounting we are going to record business transactions and events, yes or no? These business transactions and events, when it will happen, it will have two stages. Stage number 1 is called accrued. Stage number 2 is called received or paid. If it is an income, received. If it is an expense, we pay. Expenses we don't receive. Expenses we will pay. So there will be two stages. Okay, na? So at which stage we have to record the books is the question. Okay, na? Example, you joined coaching. You joined coaching. As soon as you have joined coaching, can I recognize my income? It is called accrued. When you pay the fees, it is called receipt. So when I should write? Say for example, you joined coaching on 1st April. You registered, you paid 5k. You paid my fees on 31st May. So the question arises, I should write on 1st April, I should write on 31st May. 1st April or 31st May? Why 1st April? Okay, 5,000 కట్టేసాడు అంటే ఆడికెళ్ళి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. he says yes. Why 31st May? Why 31st May? So still amount is not received, no sir, how you can treat it as income? For this purpose, in accounting, there are two systems that you will follow in accounting. One is called accrual system of accounting, another one is cash system of accounting. Under accrual system of accounting, what happens, we record the transaction on due basis. We record the transaction on due basis. Actual receipt and actual payment is immaterial. I don't worry. Whether you paid or not, I don't worry. If it is due, it is enough. The transactions has to be recorded. Ade if it is cash basis, we are going to record the transaction only on receipt and payment basis. We are not going to worry due or not. So this will be two stages anamata in anything. Okay? So then what I should follow, sir? If nothing is said, always you should follow accrual. If nothing is said, always you should follow accrual. Okay na? మీరు సినిమా కూడా వెళ్తారా? ఫస్ట్ టికెట్ తీసుకొని సినిమాకి వెళ్తారా, సినిమా చూసినాక టికెట్ తీసుకుంటారా? వాళ్ళు క్యాష్ ఫాలో అవుతారు. యూ గో టు ఏ డాక్టర్, ఫీజు కట్టాక డాక్టర్ చూస్తాడా, డాక్టర్ చూసాక ఫీజు కడతారా? ఫీజు కట్టాకే డాక్టర్ చూస్తాడు, అంటే ఈ ఫాలోస్. ఇప్పుడు మీరు కోచింగ్ వచ్చారు, ఫీజు కట్టాక కోచింగ్ తీసుకుంటున్నారా, కోచింగ్ తీసుకుంటూ ఫీజు కడుతున్నారా? అంటే ఐ ఫాలో. అంటే వన్స్ యూ హ్యావ్ జాయిన్డ్ అస్, ఇట్ ఈస్ డ్యూ. You are legally liable to me. Sir, ఎందుకు సార్ లీగల్ ఎందుకు లైబుల్ సార్? వి బోత్ ఎంటర్ ఇంటూ కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ సర్వీస్. సార్ నేను ఏ కాంట్రాక్ట్ సైన్ చేయలేదు సార్. సైన్ చేసావు, అప్లికేషన్ ఫామ్ ఫిల్ చేసావు, అటు చూడ రాసి ఉంటుంది, ఐ అగ్రీ టు ద టర్మ్స్ అండ్ కండిషన్స్ ఆఫ్ పాఠశాల అండ్ ఐల్ పే ద ఫీజ్ యాజ్ అండ్ వెన్ యాజ్ అని రాసి ఉంటుంది. మనం చదవం అవన్నీ, సంతకం పెట్టేస్తాం డైరెక్ట్లీ. సార్ నో. సో వన్స్ యూ ఎంటర్ ఇంటూ అన్ అగ్రిమెంట్, దట్ ఈస్ డన్. అండ్ ఆల్ కామర్స్ స్టూడెంట్స్, నాన్ కామర్స్ రిలాక్స్. Okay? Now all commerce students, if you remember, you prepare a trading account in your final accounts. Trading account lo buy cash sales and rasaru. Atlage you have written buy credit sales also. Yes or no? Cash sales ante entra? I sold goods, I got cash. Fine. Credit sales ante enti? I sold goods, I did not receive cash. Still you are treating it as income. Why you are treating that as income, Because of accrual. Sir, I sold goods, sir. I sold goods. That fellow is liable to pay to me. He will pay. He will pay. Paida. He will pay. దీన్నే డ్యూ అంటారు. ఓకేనా? మనం డెబిట్ సైడ్ కూడా 2 salaries అని రాసాం, 10,000. To that you add outstanding salary 2,000. Total 12,000 చేసాం. Why you have added this outstanding? Did you pay? No, it belongs to that period, so you have to add. That is called accrual. So if these two systems are there, cash and accrual, what I should follow? Anything you like, you can follow. It is a choice. Anything like that in accounting, n number of choices are there. Okay, so which one you like to follow? Both you can't follow. You have to follow only one. If nothing is said, always you have to follow accrual, and this accrual is also known as one of the basic fundamental accounting assumption. Adi elago telusa? In the morning, every one of you had a breakfast. Tinnara? Dinner lunch tinnara? Dinner tinnara? Shall I ask you one more question? That which hand? Enduku adugodda? Adugodda? Adugochu. But అడగాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. ఎందుకు? రైట్ హ్యాండ్ ఉంది, లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్ ఉంది. ఏ హ్యాండ్తో అన్నం తినాలి? రైట్ హ్యాండ్తోనే తినాలి. లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్తో తినొద్దా? ఇది పాపం చేసిందా ఈ చెయ్యి? పాపం చేసిందారా చెయ్యి? వీ షుడ్ నాట్ ఈట్ విత్ లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండా? యూ కెన్ ఈట్. కానీ చిన్నప్పుడు అమ్మ నేర్పించింది. మీరు చూడండి, మనం చిన్న ఉన్నప్పుడు అన్నం తింటున్నాం అనుకోండి, అమ్మ చెప్తుంటుంది ఈ హ్యాండ్తో అడిగితే కొడుతుంది అమ్మ. దెర్ ఆర్ సర్టన్ థింగ్స్ దట్ వీ డూ విత్ ఇట్ హ్యాండ్. సో బ్యాడ్ హ్యాండ్ వద్దురా ముట్టుకోకు, దీంతో తినక రైట్ హ్యాండ్తోనే తినమని నేర్పించు. But there is nothing like that. You can eat with right hand, you can eat with left hand. But if nothing is said, we always eat with accrual, with cash. There will be in the class some left-handers will be there. They write with left hand, they eat with left hand, they do everything with left hand. So all cash basis. All right-handers are accrual basis. Aim cheppakapothe always we follow. Ante if you have a expense, okay, expense undanko, you incur and pay. నువ్వు పే చేసావా లేదా నాకు సంబంధం లేదు, ఇంకర్ అయితే రాసేస్తా. ఇన్కమ్స్ యు ఎర్న్ అండ్ రిసీవ్, నువ్వు రిసీవ్ చేసా లేదా సంబంధం లేదు, ఎర్న్ రాసేస్తా. ఓకేనా? సో లైక్ దాట్ పేమెంట్ రిసీవ్తో సంబంధం లేదు. ఇంకా విల్ రైట్, ఎర్న్ వి రైట్. సార్ ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది సార్ ఇది? ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకోండి. రెంట్ వి పే పర్ మంత్ ఆర్ నాట్? ఓకేనా? లాస్ట్ మంత్ 1st March to 31st March, 1st March to చెప్పండి, when the rent will be due? ఒక మంత్ ఉంది అనుకోండిరా, 1st March to 31st March. when rent will be due? 31st March. Last day of the period will be due. Salaries ఉంటాయి, salaries I have to pay per month. 1st March నుంచి 31st March వరకు ఒక ఎంప్లాయీ వర్క్ చేశారు. when the salary will be due? 31st March. when it should be paid? ఈ బొంద 31st March డ్యూ అయితే 31st Marchకే కట్టాలి. 1st April ఎందుకు కడతారా? డ్యూ మీనింగ్ ఏంటి? యూ హ్యావ్ టు పే ఆన్ దట్ డేట్. ఆ డేటే పే చేయాలి. పాఠశాల యాజ్ ఎ కల్చర్, పాఠశాల విల్ పే సాలరీస్ ఆన్ ద లాస్ట్ డే ఆఫ్ ద మంత్. ఎందుకు? ఇట్ ఈస్ డ్యూ. ఎంప్లాయీ మంత్ అంతా వర్క్ చేశారు, 31st March జరగాలి. బట్ ప్రాక్టికల్ లైఫ్లో ఏమవుతుంది తెలుసా? 1st April, 5th April, 10th April, 15th April ఇలా జీతాలు ఇస్తారు, రెంట్లు పే చేస్తారు. సో ద క్వశ్చన్ అరైజెస్, వెన్ ఐ షుడ్ రైట్, షెల్ ఐ రైట్ ఆన్ 31st March ఆర్ షెల్ ఐ రైట్ వెన్ ఐ పెయిడ్? ఇట్ డిపెండ్స్ అపాన్ విచ్ సిస్టమ్ యు ఆర్ ఫాలోయింగ్. If you are following accrual system, you have to write on 31st March is called accrued, E dates are called paid. No cash system follow ayyavanko, you write on that date. If you follow accrual system, you have to write when it is due. Sir, how do I know, sir? Etla due untundo naku etla telustadi sir? How many of you at home you have your Netflix, Amazon Prime unnai kada? How do you know that when you have to repay? Subscription agreement ఉండదు కదరా, దాని మీద క్లియర్గా రాసి ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, ఇట్ విల్ బి వెరీ క్లియర్లీ రిటర్న్. అట్ హోమ్ యూ విల్ గెట్ పేపర్, అట్ హోమ్ యూ విల్ గెట్ పాల ప్యాకెట్. ఎప్పుడు డ్యూ? మంత్. పర్ మంత్ వాట్ ఎవర్ పాల ప్యాకెట్స్ యూస్డ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు పే ఆర్ నాట్? మిల్క్ ప్యాకెట్స్, పేపర్ they'll send, నెట్ఫ్లిక్స్, అమెజాన్ ఎక్సెట్రా, ఇంటర్నెట్, జియో ఫైబర్, all those due dates ఉంటాయి, అగ్రిమెంట్స్ ఉంటాయి. as per that we have to write. ఓకేనా? సో this is the choice which is given to the accountants to follow. Either you can follow accrual system or you can follow, this is one of the great concept that we have in accounting. ఓకే, మీరు చదువుకున్నారో లేదో నాకు తెలియదు కానీ ఓకే, ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ని భయంకరంగా వాడేస్తాం మనం ఇప్పుడు. యు నో దిస్ కాన్సెప్ట్ నా, పిచ్చిగా వాడేస్తాం ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ని. Clear? There will be n number of stages when you go further. I will talk about accrual, receipt, cash, accrual, cash, accrual. If nothing is said, what will follow? Clear? Let's go. Accrual is also known as mercantile, 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 mercantile. Accrual is also known as mercantile. Full stop. All business transactions and events, should be recorded should be recorded. All business transactions and events should be recorded. As and when they occur. As and when they occur. As and when they occur. Or it happens. As and when they occur or it happens. Next point, next line. Next line. Expenses will be recorded. Tomorrow is your result. Huh? Tomorrow they are saying your result. They are saying that tomorrow is the result. Huh? Endukra? Chala, right. Expenses will be recorded. Expenses will be recorded as and when they incur. As and when they incur or occur. Expenses will be recorded as and when they incur or occur, irrespective whether it is paid or not. Irrespective whether it is paid or not. And a payment to samandham ledu. You incur or occur, we will record it. Okay? Next line. Similarly, incomes will be recorded. Similarly, incomes will be recorded as and when earned. Similarly, incomes will be recorded as and when earned, irrespective whether they receive or not. Irrespective whether they receive or not. Okay. Next line. There are two systems in which books of accounts can be maintained. There are two systems in which books of accounts can be maintained. There are two systems in which books of accounts can be maintained. Right, first one. Accrual or mercantile system of accounting. Accrual or mercantile system of accounting. Second, cash system of accounting. Cash system of accounting. Okay, na? So if nothing is said, what will follow always? That's it. Next. What all we have done till now? Business entity, money measurement, going concern, periodicity, accrual. Next. Sixth. Right. Matching concept. Next you write matching concept. Okay. Now what is this meaning of the word matching concept, where it is used? Okay. Listen to this carefully. Under a double entry system, we go through the accounting process. Yes or no? In this accounting process, we always starts with journal, ledger, trial balance, and finally we prepare something called final accounts. Okay, in this final accounts, we have two parts. One is trading P&L account, another one is balance sheet. Trading P&L account, we write expense and income. Balance sheet, we write assets and liabilities. This is how our system is there. Okay, now? When you prepare this system, the last part which is there, this will be prepared for a particular period. What is that period? Just now we discussed. Okay, in this style, there is a preparation, especially trading P&L account. So when you go to a trading account, in trading account, when you open an account, what we do is, in this trading account, we credit all direct incomes and we debit all direct expenses. Direct incomes are matched with a direct expense to find out something. Direct incomes are matched with direct incomes to find out something called gross profit. Okay, na? And this matching also should be done for the same period. And for what period? Say for example, if you have taken income for 2026, expense also should be taken for. This is called matching. When you open up a P&L account, in P&L account, you will have all indirect incomes. Indirect income should be matched with indirect expenses. Indirect income should be matched with indirect expenses. So when you do this matching properly, whatever the answer that you get is net profit. Okay, na? If you people remember, commerce students, you might have learnt in your intermediate first year and second year. Wages, where do you write? Trading account. Salaries, where do you write? Why? 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 Because wages are direct, these are indirect. But both are expense, no? Passage ka? Raya. Matching concept will not allow you. Okay, na? Similarly, n number of adjustments you might have done. Where incomes I took for 11 months. Expenses if I paid for 8 months, we add outstanding expense 4 months and we make it 12. Yes or no? Why you should add is, you should match properly. Sometimes if expense is paid for 18 months, we deduct 6 months and we make it 12 months again, because to match properly. That's the reason outstanding expenses will be added, prepaid expenses will be deducted. The answer is matching. Okay, na? Another best example. In trading account, first when you open, debit side you write opening stock. Credit side you write closing stock. Yes or no? Opening closing stock is not a income. Opening stock is not a expense. But why you write, matching concepts? Sir, how that is matching concept, sir? Look at this example. Look at this example. Understand, everyone can understand this. I opened a trading account. 2 purchases. I have purchased 1000 units at the rate of 10 per unit, 10,000. By sales, I sold 600 units at the rate of 12 per unit, 7,200. Chapandi, profit or loss? Each unit, how much you purchased, ra? How much you sold? Each unit you made 2 rupees profit now. But where is profit? If you close this 10,000, if you close this 10,000, you suffer with a loss of income is less, expense is more. Yes or no? But that is wrong. Why? This is for how many units? 1000 units. This is for how many units? This comparison is a wrong comparison. Buy closing stock 400 units at the rate of 10 per unit, 4,000 rand. Now you see. 7 2 plus 4, 11,200. 11,200. 11,200 minus this 1,200, that is 600 into 12 minus 10, 2 rupees each. So we don't write closing stock because it is an income. We write because of matching concept. Because comparison should be among equals. Comparison should never be among unequals. You and your friend write accounts exam, compare your marks. You and I write accounts exam, let's compare marks. Huh? Because you and me are not equal. You and me are not. वह है ना सोर्स वहां पे नहीं है. Okay, चलो see here. आ रहा है अभी. Understood this? I'll give you one more logic. See here now. Purchases are 1,000 units. Sold how many? Closing stock should be how much? But let's assume closing stock is 600. How it is possible? When you purchase 1,000, sold 600, closing should be only 400. Yes or no? Katora Sachin. Closing should be only 400. Why closing is 600? Opening stock 200 units. So that's the reason we write opening stock and closing stock. Understood? Why you write non-commerce student? Relax, don't worry. We have not done final accounts. There I'll tell you again. Okay? This is why you write opening stock and closing stock in trading account. Opening stock and closing stock we write in trading account not because it is expense and income. Opening stock and closing stock we write in trading account because of matching concept. So that period expenses should be matched with income to find out the correct profit. Okay? Right down. First point. According to this concept, all expenses must be matched. All expenses must be matched with revenues. All expenses must be matched with revenues of that particular period. Second point. Direct expenses should be matched with direct incomes. Direct expenses should be matched with direct incomes to arrive at direct expenses should be matched with direct incomes to arrive at what? Direct expenses should be matched with direct incomes to arrive at gross profit. So similarly, indirect expenses should be matched with indirect incomes. Similarly, indirect expenses should be matched with indirect incomes to arrive at net profit. To arrive at net profit. Listen, you are taking data for that period only? Yes or no? When you are preparing a trading out, you are taking data for that period only, no? Because of periodicity. You are adding outstanding expenses and you are deducting prepaid expenses. That is because of accrual. So, matching concept works in line with periodicity and accrual. Matching concept works in line with periodicity and accrual. ఒకవేళ అది అర్థం కాకపోతే టుగెదర్ విత్ పీరియాడిసిటీ అండ్ అక్రూవల్ అనండి. ఓకేనా? నెక్స్ట్ one. Number 7. Right. Cost concept. Number 7. Cost concept. See, what is this cost concept is all about? This cost concept predominantly is applicable to assets. This concept was specially designed for assets. Okay, na? This is one of the oldest concept that we have. Oldest concept, mana concept lannitlallo oldest concept is cost concept. What it says is, whenever you buy an asset, this asset should be shown at historical cost. Assets should be at historical cost. What is the historical cost? That is acquisition cost. That is original cost. That is acquisition cost, that is original cost. The cost at which you have acquired. Enduku? Because this is real figure, this is actual figure, this is factual figure. Okay na? Market value may be more or market value may be less today, but it should be ignored. We should not consider the change in prices. If you remember, in first chapter I told you one of the disadvantage of accounting called inflation. It ignores inflation. This is the best example. Okay na? I'll tell you an example to understand. Let's assume in 2010 I purchased a land for 10 lakhs. Balance sheet lo land is my asset or not? Land asset kada naku? So land enta చూపించాలి? ఇది 2010 బ్యాలెన్స్ షీట్. దట్ ఈస్ ఫైన్. 2025 బ్యాలెన్స్ షీట్లో కూడా ల్యాండ్ షుడ్ బి షోన్ అట్ 10 lakhs. చెప్పండి, ఈజ్ ఇట్ రైట్? నో. ఎందుకు? 2010లో ల్యాండ్ 10 lakhs, 2025లో కూడా ల్యాండ్ 10 lakhs ఏనారా? రైజ్ ఇన్ ప్రైసెస్ కదా, పెరుగుతుంది కదా. టుడే మార్కెట్ వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ల్యాండ్ ఈజ్ 1 crore. ఒకపేటలో అమ్ముతున్నారు కదా 100 కోట్ల గజం ఎకరం, 100 crores acre అమ్ముతున్నారు కదా. దేర్ ఇస్ అ రైజ్ ఇన్ ప్రైసెస్, బట్ అకౌంట్ సేస్ నో వే ఆఫ్ డూయింగ్ ఇట్. జస్ట్ 10 lakhsకే చూపించాలి. అండ్ ఫర్ సర్టన్ అసెట్స్ ల్యాండ్కి డిప్రిసియేషన్ ఉంటుంది, కానీ అదర్ అసెట్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకోండి లెస్ డిప్రిసియేషన్ చేసి చూపించాలి. దిస్ ఈజ్ వన్ హ్యాండ్ కరెక్ట్, బికాస్ దట్స్ ఒరిజినల్ ఫిగర్, factual figure, but this understates your assets. 1 crore worth of assets ni manam enta chupistunnam ra. So are you not understating yourself? Yes, this is one of the disadvantage, but still we have to follow only cost concept. As a remedy to this, kotta concepts vachai, that is called current cost or replacement cost. Kotta concepts vachai, manaku chapter untadi, unit untadi, akkada chepta. Accounting as a measurement discipline అని ఉంటుంది. వీ హ్యావ్ సమ్ అదర్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ కాల్డ్ కరెంట్ కాస్ట్, రీప్లేస్మెంట్ కాస్ట్, అలా కొన్ని వేరే కాస్ట్లు ఉన్నాయి, అక్కడ చెప్తాను. దిస్ ఈజ్ ద రెమెడీ ఫర్ current cost concept where you have a disadvantage of. Clear? So this is specially applied to assets where we will show it at historical cost, actual cost or original cost. The changes in prices or the rise in prices will not be considered. Clear? Last one. According to this concept, value of an asset should be taken at historical cost. The value of the asset should be taken at historical cost. That is original cost. Or actual cost. That is original cost or actual cost. Full stop. Next point. This is one of the measurement base. Followed by traditional accountants. This is one of the measurement base followed by traditional accountants to value assets. In the interest of objectivity. Next point. This concept ignores inflation. And fluctuation in prices. This concept ignores inflation and fluctuation in prices. Next point. This concept also has disadvantage. Of ignoring the current market value. Hence, the concept of current cost. Hence, the concept of current cost and replacement cost are designed. Hence, the concept of current cost and replacement cost are designed. Okay, na? So this is one of the oldest concept that we have, which is known as cost concept. So what all we have done till now? In accounting principles, two types: concepts, conventions. Concept is a basic idea or assumption on which our accounting is based. We are doing that concepts. First one, business entity concept. Second, money measurement. Third, going concern. Fourth, periodicity. Fifth, accrual. Sixth, matching. Seventh, cost. Next, eighth you write. Realization. Next you write realization. Okay, na? This realization concept is applied to two things. One is assets. Another one is incomes. It talks about what to realize, when to realize, and how to realize. Three things will be there in this. First one is what to realize. Second one is when to realize. Third one is how to realize. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, now just now we discussed. Let us say the cost of my asset is 10 lakhs. The market value of the asset is say 1 crore. Did I get this money? Did I get this money? ఇప్పుడు చూడండి రా గోల్డ్ స్టోరీ తీసుకో. ఓకే, ఇన్ 2010 gold value was 15,000 rupees. Today in 2026 gold is 1,50,000 rupees. Gold is increased how much? 10 times. 10 times it has increased. 1,50,000 now. Okay na? If I purchase gold in 2010, in my balance sheet gold should be shown how much? As per which concept? Cost concept. Cost concept says you have to show only at historical cost. Okay na? But today what is its value? 1,50,000. Did you get money? No. Example, ఈ చైన్ ఉంది. నేను లండన్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు మా అమ్మ ఈ చైన్ నాకు వేసింది. సో ఇన్ ద మెమరీ ఆఫ్ దట్ ఐ నెవర్ రిమూవ్ దిస్ చైన్. నేను ఏ గోల్డ్ పెట్టుకోను, ఓన్లీ ఒక్క చైన్ వేసుకుంటా. అట్ దట్ టైమ్ మై మదర్ పర్చేస్ దిస్ ఫర్ 8,000 rupees. Okay, now this cost today 1,50,000. Is 1,50,000 in my pocket? That is called unrealized gain. ఏమంటారు దాన్ని? Undoubtedly the gold rate increased, but there is no money in my pocket. దాన్ని ఏమంటారు? నేను డెడ్లీ నీడ్ ఆఫ్ ఫండ్స్ ఉన్నా, బంగారం తీసుకుపోయి అమ్మేశా, ఐ సోల్డ్, రియలైజ్డ్. ఓకే, ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏం చెప్తుందంటే గాలిలో మేడల్ గట్ట. ఇఫ్ రియల్లీ ఇట్ కమ్స్ టు యువర్ హ్యాండ్స్, రైట్ ఇట్, అదర్వైజ్ డోంట్ రైట్ ఇట్. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ రియలైజేషన్ కాన్సెప్ట్. ఓకేనా? అలాగే మీరు సేల్స్ తీసుకోండి. యు టేక్ సేల్స్. Sales are broadly categorized into two types. One is cash sale, another one is cash sale. Immediately you will get money. Credit sale, will you get money immediately? But he is legally liable. ఇప్పుడు మీరు law start చేశారు కదా, you people learned contract. So we enter into a contract or agreement that I will pay. So legally is liable or not? Even though you did not receive money, you write it. Who said? Accrual. Accrual. As per accrual it is realized. Realized doesn't mean always money should come in your hands. If you are legally eligible, still it is called realized. That's how this realization concept is applicable to assets and incomes. There will be various stages in asset and income. Till you realize the money, don't write. Realization should be either in the form of cash or it should be in the form of legally binding due accrual. As per accrual concept, if it is due, you assume that realize and write. That's what's the best example for credit sales and credit purchases. Okay na? So this is what is said by realization concept. This concept is mainly designed for assets and incomes. Assets and incomes. Assets and incomes. Assets and incomes. Second point. This concept explains when to realize. इसका रिमोट दे दो, ऑफ कर दो. When to realize a gain. When to realize a gain. Stop. Unrealized gains should not be accounted. Unrealized gains should not be accounted. Unrealized gain should not be accounted. Okay? Should not be accounted. So, next one. Realization concept. Realization concept works together with cost and accrual. Realization concept works together with cost and accrual. Okay? Last convention. Concept. Dual aspect concept. Dual aspect concept. Okay, na? So, children, which system we are following, na? So, in your double entry system, I already told you that we'll have double. What is the double? One debit, one credit. And I already told you that in this double or this duality, debit should be always equal to credit. We don't simply write debit and credit. We write equal debits and credits, I told you. You remember that? Okay? At the end of the day, however big the business organization is, everything will be closed and will come into 4 pillars of accounting, I told you. You remember that? What are those 4 pillars of accounting? Expense, income, asset. At the end of the day, expense and incomes are also closed by transfer to profit or loss. Ante kadra? Income minus expense is nothing but profit or loss, and this will be taken and added in the liability to capital. Okay? So at the end of the day, what will be left out is only 2. One is asset, another one is liability. So end of the day, settlement will be only 2, and these 2, asset is nothing but debit, liability is nothing but credit, and this duality should always match. When I say match, it should be equal. So with this, there arises an equation called balance sheet equation or accounting equation. Remember the name? Balance sheet equation or accounting. A balance sheet equation, accounting equation ఏంటంటే asset is equal to liability. మళ్ళీ liabilities లో 2 types ఉంటాయి, capital and other liabilities. Capital is a permanent liability. Who gives capital to the business? Owner. Owner gives the capital to the business. వాడికి ఎప్పుడు రీపే చేయాలి మనం? అసలు రీపే చేస్తారా? Will you repay to the owner? No. Capital will be paid only at the time of winding up, liquidation, closure. Okay na? Then asset is equal to capital plus liability. This is a split. Liabilities need 2 types, capital plus liability, or capital is equal to assets minus liability. దీన్ని accounting equation అంటారు. Because of this duality only, our balance sheet, when you prepare, there is an asset, there is a liability which will always agree or tally. Okay na? This is called your balance sheet equation. Okay? Let's go. This is the core concept of double entry system of bookkeeping. This is the core concept of double entry system of bookkeeping. Second point, according to this concept, every transaction has duality. Every transaction has duality. That is a debit and a credit. That is debit and a credit. Next, debit should be always equal to credit. Debit should be always equal to credit. Next line. Because of this duality, balance sheet will always tally or agree. Balance sheet will always tally or agree. Now write these equations. Write heading balance sheet equation or accounting equation and rasko. Balance sheet equation or accounting equations and rasko. Right. Asset is equal to liability. Asset is equal to liability. Second, asset is equal to capital plus liability. First one is asset is equal to liability. Second one is asset is equal to capital plus liability. Third, capital is equal to assets minus liability. Third, capital is equal to assets minus liability. Okay, na? Done? So these are the 9 great concepts that we have. Okay, just we have learned the concept, we did not learn the application. All non-commerce students, don't worry, Majalo trading account P&L ane tension padakandi. Over a period of time when we do it, again I'll bring the concepts and I'll tell you how these concepts are being applied. Clear? So if you see this, accounting principles are broadly categorized into 2. What are those? Concepts, conventions. Concept is a basic idea which has a universal application and the basic assumption on which our accounting is based. How many concepts we had? We have done with this now. Okay. Then next we will start convention. What is a convention? Custom, tradition, practice or usage. It doesn't have universal application. It changes from country to country, place to place. In the same country also we have different cultures, tradition, practices and usages. Okay na? Chalo, write heading conventions. First one, convention of conservatism. Convention of conservatism. Okay na? See, till now what we have learned was concepts and this is specifically applicable to someone. This is not specifically applicable to someone. This is general. Okay na? Now what is this? Before I proceed with these conventions, okay, example చెప్తాను ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. Okay na? What are these conventions is, these are traditions, customs, practices which have been following from long period of time. Someone said some good will happen, please follow, be careful అని చెప్పారు, follow అవుతాం అంతే. Why అంటే I too don't know. Why you have to do it, I too don't know, but there is a logic in it. Okay, example, you generally see at home, if you have elders, when you sit, normally people have a habit, when you sit, they cross the legs and sit. మనం కాలు మీద కాలేసుకొని కూర్చుంటాం. దట్స్ అ వెరీ బ్యాడ్ హ్యాబిట్. ఓకే, అంటే బ్యాడ్ హ్యాబిట్ అంటే ఇఫ్ యూ పుట్ లెగ్ ఆన్ లెగ్ ఈజ్ ఇట్ డిస్రెస్పెక్ట్ టు మీ అనుకుంటారు. రాంగ్. నో, there is some energy which passes. If you cross your legs, that energy will not pass. That is the logic behind it. So please understand the customs, traditions, practices that we follow from long period of time has a logic in it. Sir, who told you that not to sit like that? Mummy. Who told to mummy? Her mummy. Who told daddy? Dad like that? Someone said the good will happen. Blindly follow. We are following. Okay, na? These customs, traditions, practices will help you to run your life properly. Similarly, in accounting also, we have various customs, tradition, practices where someone said some good will happen, please follow. So we are following. Am I clear? In that, first one is conservatism. What conservatism says? Conservatism ante prudence. Conservatism ante prudence. What is prudence? Be careful. Act in advance. Be cautious. Be cautious. Denik sir, why you are telling me these many things? What it says is, if any losses are expected, he says, make a provision so that you will be careful when something happens, you will be in a position to handle. If any gains or incomes are expected, ignore, light discount, don't worry. Adem sir, you all people take insurance, telsa insurance ante telsa. Why you take insurance? I took a life insurance on my name. I have a life insurance of 5 crore. Na పేరు మీద life insurance 5 crore ఉంది. ఎందుకు? If something happens to my life, my family is dependent on me. ఏమన్నా అయింది అనుకోండి, అట్లీస్ట్ ఫైనాన్షియల్ అసిస్టెన్స్ వస్తే వాళ్ళు రోడ్ మీదకి రా అంటే నేను చచ్చిపోవాలని ఇన్సూరెన్స్ తీసుకుంటానా? ఇఫ్ హ్యాపెన్స్ సార్, నథింగ్ హ్యాపెన్స్ సార్, ఐఎమ్ సాలిడ్, ఓకే, నో ప్రాబ్లం కదా. యూ గో ఆన్ ద రోడ్, బైక్ డ్రైవ్ చేస్తాం, ట్రాఫిక్ రూల్స్ ప్రకారం యూ హ్యావ్ టు వేర్ హెల్మెట్. ఎందుకు? యాక్సిడెంట్ అయి పడ్డాం అనుకో, చేస్తే పైకే. సార్ 20 years నుంచి బైక్ నడుపుతున్నాను సార్, ఒక్క యాక్సిడెంట్ కూడా కాలేదు సార్, పర్లేదు, అయినప్పుడు తెలుస్తుంది. ఇఫ్ నథింగ్ హెస్ హ్యాపెన్, దట్స్ ఫైన్. నో, హౌ మెనీ ఆఫ్ యూ సీ క్రికెట్ కదా? క్రికెట్లో వాడు హెల్మెట్ పెట్టుకుంటాడు, గార్డులు పెట్టుకుంటాడు, ప్యాడ్లు పెట్టుకుంటాడు, డిఫరెంట్ థింగ్స్ పెట్టుకుంటాడా? బాడీ అంతా కవర్ చేసుకుంటాడా? ఆల్ సెన్సిటివ్ పార్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ ద బాడీ కవర్ చేస్తాడా లేదా? ఎందుకు? నవేడేస్ రిబ్స్ని కూడా కవర్ చేసుకుంటున్నారు. ఎందుకు? ఆ బాల్ వచ్చి రిబ్కి తాగింది అనుకో, రిబ్ ఇరిగిపోద్ది అంతే, ఆడు బెడ్ మీద ఇంకా కదా. హెల్మెట్ పెట్టుకుంటాడు. ఎందుకు? బాల్ వచ్చి నెత్తికి తాకింది అనుకోండి, డెడ్, స్పాట్ డెడ్. కొంతమంది చచ్చిపోయారు కూడా ఆన్ ద ఫీల్డ్. సార్ ఎందుకు సార్, ఎందుకు పెట్టుకుంటున్నావు సార్? సేఫ్టీ, అంతే. సార్ ఇన్ని మ్యాచెస్ ఆడాను సార్, ఒక్కసారి కూడా బాల్ తాకలేదు సార్, ఓకే, నో ప్రాబ్లం. అదే ఒక్కసారి తాకిందా, గాన్. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ కన్జర్వేటిజం. కన్జర్వేటిజం ఏం చెప్తుందంటే, బీ కేర్ఫుల్, బీ కాషియస్, యాక్ట్ ఇన్ అడ్వాన్స్. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ prudence. If you are expecting any losses, be careful. If you are expecting any gains, light discount. Okay, business ki iddaru untarra. Listen to this carefully. One fellow is known as a debtor, another one fellow is known as a creditor. Who is a debtor? Who owes us money. Debtor is a person who owes us money. Who is a creditor? To whom we owe money. To whom we owe money. Debtor is a person who owes us money. Creditor is a person to whom we owe money. Okay na? Debtor ki accident ayi. Debtor is in ICU. First you go to the temple, pray the God, he should be happy, he should be safe. ఎందుకు? ఆడు చచ్చాడు అనుకో, నీ డబ్బులు పాయే, అవునా కదా? సో బీ కేర్ఫుల్. అదే యాక్సిడెంట్ క్రెడిటర్కి అయ్యి పండగ చేసుకో. ఎందుకు? వాడు చచ్చాడు అనుకో, నువ్వు పే చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు కదా. దట్స్ ద రీజన్ ఫర్ డెటాస్, ఫర్ బ్యాడ్ డెట్స్ we create something called provision for bad ain. Other creditors ki we don't create creditors for provision for creditors and nothing. There is nothing in it. So that's the reason when there is a loss, what this convention says is expect all possible losses and ignore all possible gains. Rendu possible, actual kaadu. Only I am expecting in future. Simple logic ra. Practical life lo kuda manam conservatism chala follow avutam. Rainy seasons lo you see most of the people in their bags will carry umbrella. Enduku? వర్షం పడితే ఏమైతుంది? అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తుంది అంబ్రెలా? కన్జర్వేటిజం. అంతే, కన్జర్వేటిజం అది. ఓకే యూ కెప్ట్ అంబ్రెల్లా, యూ వెంట్, నో రైన్, నో ప్రాబ్లం. వాట్ ఇస్ ద ప్రాబ్లం? నో రైన్, నో ప్రాబ్లం. అదే రెయిన్ వస్తే అంబ్రెల్లా తీసి పెట్టుకున్నారు అనుకోండి, సేఫ్. కన్జర్వేటిజం ఇస్ లైక్ అంబ్రెల్లా. Expect all possible losses, ignore all possible gains. This is also known as prudence. Clear? There will be n number of areas we'll get in future. I'll tell you, array, this is because of conservatism. This is because of conservatism. Understood the concept now? Yes. Okay, concept తెలుసుకోండి ఇప్పుడు అంతే. Even commerce students and non-commerce students, just you know the concept. Its application I'll tell you later. These are all basics, చాలా basics అన్నమాట. ఇవన్నీ fundamentals of basics. As I told you, this is the last stage. దీని తర్వాత ఎవ్వరు చెప్పడు మీకు. Once you finish this stage, CA ఇంటర్కి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత ఎవరు మీకు కాన్సెప్ట్స్ కన్వెన్షన్స్ నేర్పించాడు. This is the last stage where you have to learn so thoroughly, because on this only there will be building up our subject. Okay, let's go. First one, conservatism means prudence. That is being careful, comma, acting in advance, being cautious, etc. According to this next point, according to this convention, a business has to expect all possible losses. A business has to expect all possible losses and ignore all possible gains. Next, because of this convention, next point, because of this convention, a provision for bad and doubtful debts, a provision for bad and doubtful debts is being created. A provision for bad and doubtful debts is being created. Also, inventories are valued. At cost or net realizable value Inventories are valued or at cost or net realizable value, whichever is lower. Whichever is. Okay. We have 3 more conventions that will close tomorrow, and we will do one more chapter also tomorrow, that is your capital and revenue. Okay. So, see you. Tomorrow is your result.